Going digital in operations management can be complex, especially achieving unity across various operations teams. AVEVA Operations Control is designed with this complexity in mind, giving you the comprehensive software you need to enable collaboration and agility at every level. To gain operational confidence with visibility and alignment throughout your organization, where the right tools deliver sustainability through standardization and information integrity. To move beyond limited and siloed systems and enjoy unlimited access to software solutions that scale with growth. And build a reliable foundation that leverages internal knowledge to crowdsource insights and resolutions to problems before they affect the organization. Connecting operations and workers via the cloud, web, and mobile to drive operational efficiency. This redefines the industrial software experience, driving collaboration and smarter decisions with data flows and common system management from edge to enterprise. With AVEVA, compatibility is embedded into everything we do. Our solutions work together seamlessly, from the plant floor and field teams to control room and enterprise-level personnel. Tailor the software environment to your desired outcomes with a proven, reliable, and innovative partner. As an AVEVA Flex subscription, AVEVA Operations Control lets you easily adjust usage or add additional packages to extend your digital capabilities. This offers simplicity and provides a high level of flexibility to meet your needs with solutions you can trust as your organization embraces going digital. Contact us today and begin your transformation.
Today, companies that make consumer products, including food and beverages, are faced with a changing landscape. The prolonged nature of the global pandemic has changed consumption patterns as people continue to work from home. This has accelerated the trend towards more healthy and organic choices, adding to pressures faced by manufacturers around food quality, ingredient labeling, and transparency into supply chains that are ethical and sustainable. These changes represent an opportunity to define a new age of supply chain management, supported by process changes that boost agility and resilience. Working with AVEVA, manufacturers are making use of enabling technologies like IoT, cloud, artificial intelligence, and advanced visualization to transform their production operations and satisfy new demand. By synchronizing planning and scheduling with manufacturing execution capability, leading companies are improving agility and responsiveness to demand and supply volatility. Digital recipe management can help your business stay flexible in the face of changing consumer preferences and product mix changes. AVEVA's unique model-driven approach deploys standard execution processes across multiple sites. This cuts organizational complexity and total cost ownership. Digital assets improve reliability and increase throughput and enable equipment vendors and partners to benefit from remote monitoring, smart analytics, and digital training. Using real-time data, continuous improvement teams can detect process deviations to minimize waste and boost sustainable outcomes through timely actions, as well as diagnose its root causes. Teams are empowered to solve problems through collaboration, knowledge sharing, and skills training. Digital end-to-end traceability, quality and safety information prevents low-quality products from reaching the consumer. So brand equity is preserved and regulatory standards are met. As a recognized leader in food and beverage manufacturing operations, we have won the trust of the top 25 food and beverage manufacturers. We're helping them to accelerate their transformation journey towards operational excellence and increased competitiveness. The strength and scope of our manufacturing solutions have been recognized by industry analysts, including Gartner, Frost & Sullivan, and IDC. By improving operational efficiency and agility, Aviva helps consumer products companies reduce costs, protect brand equity, maximize margins, and maintain a competitive edge in the marketplace.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is your host today. I'm Vicky Lee. Before we begin this event, I would like to know if you can hear my voice clear and loud. And can you see the screen? Is everything fine? Please tell me if you have any problems. You can leave message in the chat box to let me know. And also welcome say hi to me. I will wait for you, and this event will be start in 1 minute. Hello, Doris. It's great to see you here. Hello, Rita. Nice to see you. Hello, Christopher. It's very glad to see you are here. Hello, Aris. Hello, Christina. Welcome to this event. All right, it's about time. Let's begin today's event. Good afternoon, delegates of Asian Food and Beverage Summit. How are you today? Once again, I'm Vicky Lee, your host today. I'm a planner for Ringer event in Taiwan and your host in this event. Host for this event, Asian Food and Beverage Processing and Packaging Solutions for Functional Food and Beverages. Okay, today this conference will focus on talking about new processing and packaging technologies for food and beverages. We all know there are so many new developments happening in the food and beverage industry, especially in recent years. They are mostly in response to the issue facing our world today. We continue to tackle problems like nutrition deficiencies, how to create healthier products, how to increase the use of environmentally friendly materials, meeting new safety standards, just to name a few. This conference hopes to bring you information related to processing and packaging many of functional food and beverages. Functional food and beverage may refer to products that contain physiologically active nutrients. This can help prevent or slow chronic disease and promote better overall health. Functional ingredients are also known as nutraceuticals and phytochemicals. According to Spherical Insight and Consulting, by 2030, the functional food market is expected to grow to $285.3 billion United States dollars. To know more information, today's presentation, we invited Mr. Henki Wibawa, the Vice President of Food Education at the World Packaging Organization, Mr. Eugene Wang, the CEO and co-founder of Southeast Bionutrients, and Mrs. Vicky Chang, Sales Manager of Daisy Packaging Technology. But first, allow me to acknowledge our business partner who have made this conference be possible. Daisy is one of Taiwan's leading packaging companies. They have some success stories we'd like to share with you, and we are happy to have them as our business partner for this event. In case you are not familiar with their packaging products, please visit their virtual booth. Aviva and association partners. We also thank our business partner, Aviva, a major industrial software company. You may have noticed we have been showing you their video at the beginning of the event. Please visit their virtual booth here to know how they can help you in your step-by-step digital transformation. We also encourage you to download their white paper entitled A Day in the Life, Adopting a Holistic Approach for Operations Control and Feasibility. You can find their white paper and video when you visit their booth. Don't forget, we have lucky draw today. Now you still have chance to gain the 200 United States dollars. Special thanks also goes to the World Packaging Organization, our association partner for this event. Now, let me introduce you our agenda. We have invited expert sources, namely Ms. Henki Wibawa, serves as Indonesian packaging consultant and currently Vice President Education of World Packaging Organization, as well Executive Director of Indonesian Packaging Federation based in Jakarta. He has more than 30 years of experience in market and business development and research across the packaging manufacturing industry. And Mr. Eugene Wang, the CEO and co-founder of Solvis Bionutrients. Eugene Wang grew up immersed in the vegetarian food business. Since 2010, his vision for launching Solvis Kitchen, the first plant-based seafood alternatives, has manifested into a viable category innovation, loaded by the praise and social media thought leaders. Sophie's Kitchen had won numerous recognitions from companies like PepsiCo and Chipotle. In 2019, Eugene took the alternative protein to the microorganism level and started another venture, Sophie's Bionutrients, the Singapore-based company which grows microalgae in bioreactors and has recently expanded to Europe. The company created the world's first allergen-free microalgae-based dairy alternatives and microalgae-based burger patties with its microalgae protein concentrate. And Mrs. Vicky Chang from Taiwan, sales manager of Daisy Packaging Technology. She has 8 years of sales experience in semiconductor field at Samsung Electrics Company and 18 years of experience in marketing and sales department at Future Microtechnology. Today, she represents Daisy Packaging Technology to introduce integrated shrink sleeve packaging solutions. For all of these speakers, please say hi and welcome them in the chat box now. Thank you very much. And also, let me remind you that we all have Q&A right after their presentations. Please take your chance to ask your questions to experts today. Also, welcome to visit our booth. If you want to connect with our speakers, please go to the speaker channel and send a message to our speakers. You can also go visit Aviva's booth to download ebook and white paper to win the lucky draw. Speaking of the special program for this event, we have a lucky draw today. And remind you, there are 3 yes need to do. The first yes is you are here with us. The second yes is you have downloaded Aviva's white paper. The third yes is you want to get the lucky money. At 3:30 p.m., I will remind you again. If you have done those 3 yes, please type yes, yes, yes in the chat box. Let me see you and list your name for the lucky draw. Alright, if you want to know more food and beverage industry information and technology, please scan this QR code and add connection with our event planner, Jacqueline. Now we go to live presentation. Our first presentation is titled Sustainable Packaging Trends for the Functional Food and Beverage. Now, let's welcome the Vice President for Education at the World Packaging Organization, Mr. Henki Wibawa.
Well, greetings everyone. Uh, I'm Henki Wibawa, the Vice President for Education from World Packaging Organization, and I'm also the Executive Director of Indonesian Packaging Federation. So I'm really a great honor for me again to having this keynote speaker for the Ringa event. And in this case, I would like to share with you regarding the ASEAN packaging for functional food and beverage, regarding the labeling issue and guidelines. Labeling issue, that means the flexible packaging. So, as I mentioned that before, I've been more than 30 years in the experience in the market, especially in the business development and research across the packaging manufacturing industry. And I've been graduated from Germany, and this is my short CV. So talking about the trend of the packaging market in every region in the world today, we can see that the three main aspects that the trend affecting the global packaging. First is the regarding the last 3 years, we really experience with the pandemic situation, and the greater consumer awareness of health and wellness is become very much important. Secondly, the stronger influence of recycling and environmental issues. That is the hot topic everywhere. If you're talking about the plastic especially, then this is very much in regards to this aspect. And the last but not least, we are really coming into the lifestyle changing, increasing disposable income and purchasing power, giving us the opportunity for having the whole distribution retailing by internet retailing, for example. And this is the especially in this region in ASEAN, the important regional trend is the urbanization. So people living in the big cities, and then regarding the millennials, we are really having the conveniency living in a 24 hours and 7 days. And then regarding the easiness to bring up the smaller pack sizes become very much important. So branding strategies and premiumization is also one on the others of the very much important in this trend. If you're talking about the globally, you can see from this picture that the flexible packaging or flexible plastic is a very much dominant in the packaging sector. So the next is the PET bottles. That's regarding the whole like mineral waters and all the drink, whether functional drink or whatever, that this PET bottles are very much important. And then the glass bottle, of course. And last but not least, regarding the e-commerce and so on, folding cartons become very much coming to the increasing in that case. Definitely also still the metal beverage cans regarding the opportunity for the especially for the retortable, for the sterilizing and so on. So that is all the packaging sector growing in this region, especially as the growing countries. So what I like to highlight in my presentation today regarding the ASEAN trends, as I mentioned before, how to create the sustainable strategy. That is very much important. And then the future guidelines of the flexible packaging, what we are going to do in regards to flexible packaging to redesign and really fit to the purpose, what is the trend that we are talking about. So ASEAN drivers of flexible packaging. So you can see here for this picture that the we are in ASEAN, especially Indonesia and Thailand is the fast growing markets, And definitely the developed markets is Singapore in ASEAN. In regards to the other country in Asia like Japan, South Korea, and China. So and still in these ASEAN countries, the Laos and Myanmar is still developing economies. Talking about the flexible packaging today, the global market is really having the value of over 200 billion US dollar. Indonesia itself is about 3 billion for some. So that is significantly, it's only about almost 2% of the market, the global market. But from the necessary, it is very much important in this case, in the flexible packaging, is the key marketing component because you can really having the visibility, the high visibility. If you go into the retail market, then the visibility, because the whole structure is become really labeling, giving the whole information, giving all the design, and giving all the picture that you need. So this is really become very much important. And last but not least, regarding sustainability, we are talking about the role of reducing the food waste. That I'm going to talk later on. And then the packaging efficiency for the flexible packaging definitely is because of the lightweight, the opportunities to replace the rigid materials, and opportunity of the plastic to replace the traditional raw material is also very much important in this case. So we need to really to educate our consumer what is the required, what is necessary required for this matter. So as I already mentioned earlier, the modern demand of the modern packaging today, because the way the lifestyle today, we are going into the what we call it cultural westernization. So 24 hours and 7 days of lifestyle is very much you can see in the urban living, especially for the young people. And e-commerce has become very much important as well, especially during pandemic. People, what you call it, work from home, for example, that the is getting more growing the opportunity for the e-commerce. So how flexible packaging solution help the sustainable strategy? So as I mentioned earlier, the food waste issue. You know that according to the FAO, the Food Authority Organization, World Organization, a study of 2013, the food wastage footprint. So 30% of the world agricultural land is being wastage. So one of the third of the global food production. So this is equivalent to biggest country for the carbon emission. We are talking about the carbon emission is very much important regarding the climate change, for example. So this is equivalent to just after USA and China. Can you imagine that? So and this is the whole wastage that happened because of the food waste is equivalent to GDP of Switzerland, which is a very high developing country where the whole rich people living. So that is really we have to consider that is a matter. It's a matter actually, and this for that packaging plays an essential role throughout the life cycle of the product. Why? It contains and preserves and protects the product throughout the value chain and enables the proper and safe delivery to the final user, to the end user. So the appropriate consumption is also because the flexible packaging is to use, handling and opening easy, and appropriate format and sizes. So really, you don't harm or you don't really wastage your food product in this case because of this very fit to the format that they're needed for that product. So flexible packaging prevent the food waste. thanks to the unique combination of properties and customized solution. So really functional to the product that we need to pack, to, to need to protect. The flexible packaging helps to prevent the food waste at the different stages of value stream. So for effective protection, allowing the perfect preservation of food quality and throughout the value chain and possibly to the cold chain as well. So without the cold chain. So especially with the processing, of course, as well. And besides the packaging, is really put into the process. So providing appropriate format and serving, matching the consumption needs, as I mentioned, minimizing the risk of leftover or discarded food. So really giving you the benefit of the to prevent the food waste. Is it the packaging itself is a waste? Is it the packaging unnecessary waste? Definitely not. Unnoticed when part of the product is performing its function, as mentioned before. Visible only at the end of life, real, yes. You see that when separated from the product and end of use, then become waste. That is maybe that we need to really to find a solution for the post-consumer waste. That is definitely just another part that we need to also to understand. So responsible consumption or production is the packaging can support the responsible consumption. So efficient use of resources and waste minimization. Definitely in this case is a flexible packaging throughout the entire life cycle of the product. So in this case, the flexible packaging shine, definitely having the whole benefits and advantages. So you can see here a kind of comparison among the food pack product. Yeah, you see that the retail packaging in this case for the flexible packaging having the strength because the lead in terms of the carbon footprint. The carbon footprint is very much important in that case, as I mentioned that before, in regards to the climate change. So we are talking about the sustainable development goals that the carbon footprint is one of the part very much important. So you see here, for example, like the ground coffee pack, for example, is very small in retail. In that case, the retail packaging giving the food carbon footprint. So this is definitely a study that you can imagine that really giving all the advantages of the flexible packaging. And the other hand, the minimized use of energy is very much important as well regarding the life cycle assessment that we need to understand as well. A comparison between the standard pouch compared to the glass bottle. For flexible, you need only one truck, and for the glass bottle, you need definitely for the same amount of the product, the same amount of the liquid product that you need 26 trucks. Can you imagine 26 trucks? How many petrol you need in order to consume for the transportation? So this is again the whole advantages that you can bring up by using the flexible packaging. And then regarding the resources efficiency, we're talking about energy consumption, the waste to final disposal, as I mentioned, the post-consumer waste, and the material usage itself. So you can imagine the whole in the red triangle that you see. This is the flexible packaging. Compare with the pouch, compare with the steel can, compare with the glass jar, and compare with the plastic rigid packaging, what we call plastic pot, for example. So you see that the flexible packaging having the lead in this case for really reduce the whole efficiency that you need in this case. That is based on the study again. So, what is the future outlook of a flexible packaging? You see here, the technology development is very much important in regards to the materials itself. The materials is getting, we need to really develop to giving more sustainable material in order to go into the circular economy. And then regarding the processing itself, today we are really benefit from the so-called the Industry 4.0, the processing that need to be more efficient and really giving the whole functionality. And the product itself, how we really put the product into the right packaging to distribute, to come to the consumer. So this is summarize the opportunity that we can create when we find the solution meets the whole the needs that the end user of, in this case, the consumer, really preference. So specialty film producer is getting more and more today. It's a very developed the whole material supplier, like adhesive, the ink, the producer, and the resin producer itself. So the work together with the converters who making the packaging necessarily to make it the packaging really meet to the whole trends that I mentioned that earlier. So they capture value in order to bring the packagers into brand owners and to the end retailers. That increasing difficulty of communication definitely, but this is the whole challenge that we need to understand and we need to develop in the future. So here is the technology in terms of the smart and active packaging, because we are living now a very connected Internet of Things, we call it. So with the whole technology that we have today, we are able then to really giving more efficient in terms of distribution, in terms of connection, in terms of information. So intelligent product delivery system is a model that we need to giving the whole information in order to make it easy, to make it faster, and to make it more efficient, as I mentioned that before. The other issue that very much important today is food safety, as I mentioned in the beginning. So food safety is one very much important that we have to understand based on the study that the packaging don't harm our health. That is very much important. So conveniency is also another point, as I mentioned, that we are living in the easy way, that the conveniency, that the packaging easy to use and also easy to consume. So what we do is to replace the traditional packaging with the advanced packaging that extends the shelf life and improves the sustainability. This is the whole challenge that we need to develop in the future. And what are the key points? Here, the flexible packaging is become very necessary. That's why the flexible packaging is growing. What we need to really to balancing the whole requirement that we mentioned that before, to make it faster, better, cheaper, and greener. So that is the main topic today, that we really have to develop the new materials, innovation continuing, and the brands driving change, the greater aesthetic appeal, replacement the rigid packaging to flexible packaging, and more packed format to satisfy the fragmenting market. Because different country, different region, they really having different preference as well. So this is the whole flexibility that we can make it with the flexible packaging. Environmental compliance is also the driving force in order to make it smaller label, thinner films, films in the recycled material content, and consideration the bioresin in the future as well. Of course, still a lot of weaknesses, but we need to develop further. So the summarize to end my presentation today is the economic environmental stakes of food waste are much higher than packaging waste. That you have to understand, and that flexible packaging is a part of the solution to prevent the food waste and also the packaging waste itself. So flexible packaging is more resource efficient than alternative formats, even with zero recycling. So flexible packaging can be recycled and recovered. It is already in several countries. So what we need to understand as well is the waste management, how the post-consumer waste can be really collected and sorted and to be recycled and reused, renewable. However, it first needs to be collected. Thank you very much. And I'm really glad to hear from you further. We can come to the discussion by Q&A session that I'm really, really happy to hear your opinion and your question coming. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Henke. Thank you for a great presentation, very insightful. And also, delegates, thank you for asking those questions. They are informative. Now, we hope you will pick up a lot of new information from our friend Hak Henke. If you have questions, please feel free to jot them down in the chat box. Mr. Henke, now we are going to the Q&A section. Please turn on your microphone and camera. Dear delegates, and now let's welcome Mr. Henke to come back to live Q&A platform with all of us. Okay, now Mr. Henke, as you see, I open the Q&A platform, so please select the questions I send in the Q&A mode to you. You can choose the questions and tell us which one you would like to answer first.
Thank you, Vicky. Yeah, I like to answer this question. Um what are your thoughts on the end of life outcomes from current mixed plastic structure of all flexible packaging? Well, I believe that the part of my presentation that before that you have to consider it is not just the plastic content you need to consider that the but also in the other elements like flexible packaging like inks, like adhesive, like food residues as well for the all the post consumer waste. So then the limitation of the current recycling platform, especially that we have to use currently the mechanical recycling, so resulting less quality of the recyclates that you can reuse that again. So definitely in this case that the a lot steps that we have to do. First is how to redesign into the so-called monomaterial structure, and then secondly the new technology coming in, the advanced technology like pyrolysis, but still a problem. For example, in the polyester recycling that have a very good no negative impact on the yield of your useful products. But then another new technology like purification and monomer recycling, what we call a chemical recycling, that might be the solution for the future. So that's why we still have to go further for the technology development, and definitely that we need to really going further with this solution. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Henke. And kindly remind you, you may need to lift more higher your camera so that we can see your face.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
And Mr. Henke, let's see your next questions. And let me remind you, due to the time limitation, next questions will be the last one.
Yeah. Well, the next one. This is the next one. I think this is it's also in terms of the presentation that I made. Uh, in your view, what more can the packaging value chain as a whole of the accelerate recyclability and recycling infrastructure? Oh, that's a very good question. So first of all, that definitely the steps that we have to do that avoid uses of unnecessary plastics. For example, that we have to reduce and substitute some that the very very difficult to recycle. And then keep in mind that 100% recyclable and renewable. This is our target, our main objective in the future. So then the other point is very much important is also collaboration. So collaborative waste management by closed loop blockchain ecosystem that we have to do. So the whole infrastructure that we have to build up, and then integrate and support the infrastructure sector. So that is the whole step that we have to do. And last but not least is also regarding the extended producers responsibility that we need really having kind of financing, what we call it EPR co-funding. So new recycling technology is also very much important in this case. So and then that which is a very from time to time we need also to improve is the capacity building, like education for the whole consumer, and a skills development, like the role of standardization and the rules is also regarding the legislation. I think this is very much important in this case.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Henke. Thank you for the presentation. And would you like to make the conclusion for our delegates?
Okay. Well, I believe that the as a topic that the how we can really consider the sustainability packaging, that in the future that the plastic, especially if we are talking about plastic is not the problem, but plastic should be a solution for the future. For example, like I was talking about the food waste and so on. So that is we really have to consider not only regarding the post-consumer waste, but also regarding the carbon footprint and so on. So this is a whole solution that we have to make. And lots, don't forget, this is also the opportunity for a new business to come. That is very much important in this case. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henke. Thank you for attending this event and also bring us such a great presentation today. And dear delegates, please in the chat box say thank you and goodbye to Mr. Henke.
Thank you. Thank you
Bye
very much.
bye.
Bye.
Okay, now let's welcome our next speaker. Let me introduce our speaker to you first. Our next presentation is on a technology that is gaining momentum in the food formulation. Here to talk about the importance of microbes and fermentations in achieving flavor and clean label. Please welcome Mr. Eugene Wang, the CEO and co-founder of Solvis Bionutrients.
All right, everybody. My name is Eugene Wham. I'm the co-founder and CEO of this company called Solvis Bionutrients. We use fermentation technology to grow microalgae for alternative protein. But today, I'm not going to talk about microalgae. Today, I'm going to talk about how we can achieve better flavor and clean labels through microbial fermentation. Well, talking about clean label, there's one thing that I think a lot of you folks possibly notice on your food package, on the food that you bought in the supermarket. A lot of the foods that we are buying from the supermarket today has this ingredient called natural flavors, or sometimes they said natural flavoring. Well, what exactly is natural flavors? You may wonder. I mean, because a lot of time it sounds like very opaque. It's not clear to you what that two words means. And quite frankly, that was my horrible experience as well. As when I was running my first venture in California, Sophie's Kitchen, we're making plant-based seafood. And then that was possibly the most difficult question that I have from my consumers is that a lot of time we have these two words appearing on the package, natural flavoring. And then customers would ask, what are those? What are the things that's called natural flavoring? What's exactly inside of it? Well, quite frankly, I cannot answer it either because I was told by the vendor that it's all natural ingredients, that's kind of their trade secrets. They cannot reveal too much. And then I was like, okay, that could be okay with me, but not okay with a lot of people. And you can see the kind of chaos with a lot of the food ingredient labeling today is that there are a lot more than just these flavoring issues appearing in the food ingredient list, that a lot of times that people or consumers will just question, are they really natural? Are they easy, safe to eat? And these are the issues I believe can be easily overcome. Now, with the natural flavoring issue, I think you can understand that, you know, when I was trying to avoid the words natural flavoring in all my food package, the single most important reason was the fact that, it is really not easy to use all bunch of natural ingredients to make a animal flavor as close as to the real one, you know. So that is where this oxymoron or this conflict or this doubt shows up, is that people are questioning what are in these flavoring or what are in a lot of the different kind of ingredients used by, say, for example, the plant-based meat or plant-based dairy industry, and that's the single most important reason why I guess a lot of time people say that these plant-based foods are too processed. And so I personally think that there should be a better way to achieve the better flavors, especially after my years of work in the microbiology fermentation. I see a way, for example, to make our flavors a lot more natural and a lot healthier to the environment and to the people who consume it. Well, microorganism, in my opinion, is a single most important factor to contribute to these flavors in our foods and the nutrition in our foods as well, and sometimes even the color of our foods. So I believe microorganisms hold a wonderful answer potentially down the road for these very difficult flavoring issues as we trying to make different varieties of flavors and also want to try to make it as natural, as clean as we can. And microorganism can just do that. So one example of how microorganisms contribute to the flavor is the bacteria on our daily foods. So now you may think that your food is clean, it doesn't come with any harmful bacteria, or it's all safe and sound to eat. Well, you might be wrong a lot of the time. Because quite frankly, a lot of our foods are, I wouldn't say contaminated. It would just happen naturally all the time on our foods because the natural environment, as you can imagine, it's a such a nutritious environment because you want to eat it. Bacteria wants to eat it as well, and so that's why they naturally occurred on a lot of foods that we're eating today. And these bacteria on these products, on these food products, over time really contribute to a lot of our experiences. So the bacteria provide a lot of wonderful flavors, as you can imagine, not just the bad flavors that you have with the bad foods. One example is fecal bacteria. I think a lot of people see the words fecal bacteria may laugh, but quite frankly, it is true. These bacteria coming out from the animal shit actually contributes a lot to the wonderful flavor of our meat. Um, this is a true story. I was trying to work on microalgae, uh, one of the microalgae project years back. I remember there's a researcher. He was trying to use microalgae to recycle the waste from a pig farms. So I went in with him to that pig farms, and the smell just coming out of the pig farm, the shit and the urine of the pigs just reminds me my when I was a kid, that wonderful flavor of pork. And you can imagine my surprise is that the flavor of the meat was actually aided by these fecal bacteria. And that's not just the case for pork. It's the universal case for all the animal meat that we're eating today. The beef, even the chicken and everything. Fecal bacteria plays a very, very important role for giving them this wonderful flavor. Now, another example is lactic acid bacteria on the seafood. Now, a lot of time these seafood acquire their fishy flavor naturally from the ocean because of the plankton they eat or they digest it through the food chain. These planktons have a lot of fatty acids, so that fatty acids give them this unique and distinct flavor. But trust me, without the lactic acid bacteria, that distinctive fishy flavor wouldn't be so fresh, wouldn't be so unique to you that a lot of people are going after seafood. And that's one of the reasons why they want it for. And so lactic acid bacteria is another wonderful example why these microorganisms play a very important role on the flavor of our foods. But there are possibly trillions or even more of these different microorganism species or different strains on this planet. That is a huge task to find out which type of microorganism is suitable for the flavoring purpose to make a clean label. But there is a simple way, a scientific way, should I say, that in my personal opinion, that we can achieve this route. Do you know that flavor can actually be broken down into molecules? And if you are able to broken down to be able to break down all the different kind of flavors into different kind of flavor molecules, don't you think that we can create a wonderful database to say, okay, if you want to create a, a chicken flavor, you need this molecule, that molecule, and that molecule all together to create that exact chicken flavor. And by the same token, you can do so with the fish, with the beef, sometimes we even with different kind of fruits or cheese. And so using this kind of knowledge, we can make our job a lot easier when working around with these microbes. So my suggestion or my hypothesis is that instead of using different kind of chemicals to compose the flavor, so that's what we're doing today with the natural flavoring, is that a lot of these vendors, they are actually using different kind of chemicals to compose a special unique flavors that you are looking for. Now, my proposal is that why not, instead of using different kind of chemicals to compose the flavors, why not let's use different kind of microbes to compose these flavors using the knowledge that we gain from understanding the molecules of the flavors. And then we can try to use that and use the composition of different microbes to create the exact same flavors. Sounds interesting, right? And quite frankly, this, as you can imagine, could be a very natural, and if you do it safely in a very controlled environment, it could be a very safe to consume and possibly even nutritious flavor to consume as well. Now, How can we do this? Well, in my opinion, we can use a lot of the precision fermentation technology that a lot of startups and different companies like us are developing today. We can use that technology, use that knowledge to change the amino acid content of certain microorganisms easily. And if we can change or manipulate the amino acid content or the combination of that microorganism easily, we can then influence the flavor. And so by doing so, using the microbes, we can then create a lot of different kind of flavors using different kind of fermentation technology, using our knowledge on the reservoirs, the huge reservoirs of the microbes that we are already studying. Then we can try to map out a way to combine all these different kind of microorganisms with the fine tuning of their amino acid content to get a certain flavor. And then in that way, we don't have to see the words natural flavorings appear on the labels of our product that often. And don't you think that would be a wonderful solution to a lot of the so-called processed food issues that we have with these newly appeared in the market plant-based foods? Other than the flavor, I believe nutrition can also play a role when you put microbe into work to make a better ingredient. So some of the example is like the microalgae that we're studying at. Microalgae provide a wonderful source of nutrition to a lot of seafood that we're eating today. And that's why we're saying that seafood is healthy. Well, quite frankly, it's because the plankton they are eating. And it's these microalgae, these tiny microbes that give these sea animals such a wonderful nutritional value. That's why all the people around the world know that seafood is a lot healthier than any other type of animal meat. So microalgae provide a wonderful solution to the nutrition that we need in our foods. And then there's another example of the heme protein. So we all know that Impossible Foods use a genetically engineered strain of microbes to grow heme to replace the beef red blood protein to simulate the beef flavor. Now, in our study, we can actually acquire a similar heme protein, or should I say, we can extract a similar heme protein from some of the microalgae without any GMO, and to achieve the same flavor as well. So you can imagine, you can possibly find other compounds of the flavor from certain type of other microorganism to achieve certain flavor as well, without even doing any fermentation work or even any of the combination or the formulation work. Then you can find a single microbe to achieve a certain flavor. And quite frankly, that flavor, that heme protein, also provide a lot of nutrients as well. Talking about nutrition, and then there is the azaxanthin. Azaxanthin, as we all know, is that it's an important color provided by a lot of the seafood. So all these seafood, like the salmon, like the shrimp, they acquire their red or their pink by eating certain type of planktons. And today that we all know that these azaxanthin, these pigments, actually is a very healthy, very strong antioxidant. So a lot of people are eating it as a supplement. But more importantly, it is more than just a supplement, more than just for its nutritional value. It is also why a lot of the foods, especially the seafood that we're eating today, is so colorful. And so you can imagine that there are a lot of wonderful benefit you can get out of these microbes as well. But talking about using these microbes for flavor, for color, or even for the nutrition aid, um, I have to mention also that there are quite a bit of hurdles lying ahead for this route. Because quite frankly, uh, the varieties of the animal foods that we're eating today, the animal protein that we're eating today, present a difficult issues for the food manufacturer to come up with so many different kind of flavor. So imagine, if you want to create a porky flavor, that will be different than the beefy flavor or the chickeny flavor that you want by combining the microbes. And talking about the seafood, if you're Japanese, you're probably eating different 30 or even more different varieties of animals from the ocean. And think about that, talking about the flavor issue. That's a really wide ranging a topic for your scientists in the lab to work out a solution to create all these flavors to simulate these creatures. So varieties presents a difficult issue to make these technology happen. Now, on top of that, the cost, as you can imagine, is going to be a hurdle for a long, long time because initially these work are not going to be cheap. They're going to be expensive. And so they're going to be a lot more expensive than the conventional natural flavoring using chemicals to make. And so the market acceptance when the cost is high is a huge issue going forward, and not to mention the regulatory issue. A lot of these microbes that we know of today are not even regulated to be eaten as food. So, meaning that you cannot sell them as a food ingredient or use them as a food ingredient to make your packaged food. And so, regulation down the road could be an issue. But for the sake of a better and cleaner label, I think this issue should be resolved. Then is the consumer perception. A lot of time, like I said, talking about fecal bacteria. A lot of time, the meat vendors they don't talk about it, so people don't feel about it. But when you are trying to put it into your ingredient list, that's gonna scare a lot of people. A lot of people saw those two words, or just seeing the bacteria, the scientific name of the bacteria, they are turned off because they don't know what that is. They cannot make anything out of it, and they don't want to eat it. And so the consumer perception will also be another key hurdle. But with all the hurdles, I think if we can all come together to make a better solution, the right solution for this industry, to adapt and to evolve, if we can all come on board on this and put all our hands on the deck to support something as good as this to happen, I believe a technology similar to this can still happen down the road. And quite frankly, I believe this is a better route to make a better flavor than the current synthetic route that we're adopting today. So, with that, I hope you enjoyed my presentation and I hope that you gained some insight and knowledge from my work. If you have more comments and more questions, this is my contact info. Feel free to reach out to me after the event, or I will stay on after this talk for more questions. And hope you enjoy it and hope you have a great show. Thank you. Have a great show. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eugene, and thank you for the information. This is an impressive presentation. Clean labeling is very important to consumers of packaged food. Dear delegates, now if you have questions, please feel free to ask Mr. Wang or type it in the chat box. Mr. Wang, now we are going to go to the Q&A section. Please turn on your microphone and camera. Dear delegates, now let's welcome Mr. Wang come back with us. Hello, Mr. Wang. Hello, Mr. Wang. Could you hear me? Please turn on your microphone and camera. Hello, Mr.
I
Wang.
no, Eugene, I will be the assistant today. So on the left-hand side, you don't have to click anything. However, at the bottom, you can see there are three red buttons in red color, right? Make the second, yeah, those two in green. And anything from left, you don't have to click. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
back
yeah.
to you.
The button didn't show up before, so now they show up, right? Yep. Hi guys.
Hello, Mr. Wang. Nice to see you.
Yep. Hi, hi, hi.
Okay, now we are going to the Q&A section, and you can see I open the Q&A platform. So please feel free to select the questions I send in the Q&A mode to you.
All
You can
right.
choose
So
the questions and tell us which one you would like to answer first.
okay. So the Q and A box is kind of tiny. Let me see. All right. So what are the thoughts on end of life outcomes of current? Oh, I'm sorry. That's not. All right. Let me see. Let me see. All right. So fermentation has been around for a long time. What's the difference? Well, the key difference is that you know I think the traditional fermentation we are always talking about eating the byproduct made by the microbes. So talking about beer, talking about soya sauce, you talk about what else? Tempeh. These are the master work done by the microbes, and we're not eating mostly about the microbe. We're eating the work, the byproduct done by the microbe. So like the beer is actually the residuals after the microbe do their work. Now, in this presentation, this approach, we are actually eating the microbe themselves. So that's the key difference. So instead of eating the byproduct from the micro fermentation, in this technology that I'm talking about here, we are actually eating the microbe themselves. And that you can imagine will be a slightly or possibly totally different technology than the conventional fermentation we're talking about. Now, second question is that is GMO going to be used in this type of technology? Well, it can be not. It doesn't have to be GMO for sure, but I don't know which side you're on with the GMO issue. For me, I think it's pretty difficult for the mankind to totally avoid GMO because, quite frankly, with the global warming going up, with the scarcer and scarcer available arable land we have and growing population, I do believe GMO technology needed to be there to help. And so you don't really have to use GMO to make it efficient, to make it perfect. But down the road, I believe we will still possibly need to tap on GMO technology in order to make this more efficient and more affordable for a lot of people. Now, the other question is allergen a big concern with this approach? Well, it could be because there are so many different type of microbes we're talking about and there are so many unknowns. So allergen is indeed one of the issues that could be we need to be careful. However, what I can say is that the lucky thing is that so far we don't hear a lot of people get allergen from the microbes so far. So different type of microorganism, they don't really create a lot of allergy issue yet. But down the road, yes, we do need to be careful on that. Let me see what else questions we have. Okay,
Okay.
so I guess this is the last one, or we're running out of time.
Yeah. Maybe this one will be the last one.
All right, let's one this one. What can be the solution to change consumers' perception on these technology? Well, I guess social media. Nowadays we have so many channels to channel the news, channel the information to the consumers. So if the big companies around the world, marketing companies around the world can use social media, try to educate people, try to make people understand the basic of these technology, I believe people will change their perception on these, what they call Frankenstein technology. All right, thank you. Hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wang. Would you like to make a conclusion for our delegates?
Yes. So I guess there are so many new technology coming up in the pipeline. Not only because there are more entrepreneurs like myself working on these new ideas and new technology, but also technology evolved. So we have more tools ready. And what I would say is that the whole world should be ready to embrace these. Oh, these there's a quick question here. When do you think ASEAN can be open to these technology, or what geographic regions you're looking at to commercialize? I think ASEAN country will be, sorry to say, very late to adapt these technology. It's because that we Asian people value our tradition so much. So a lot of new technology are really hard to be implemented in these Asian country. But I believe down the road it will be embraced by the Asian countries. So the first market of these technologies still gonna be Western market like Europe, like North America, US, and Canada, because number one, they're expensive. Number two is that these consumers in these market, they're more possibly inclined to embrace new technology. Hope you enjoy my presentation and my Q&A. Um, hope
Okay,
you
thank you, Mr. Wang.
appreciate it.
Thank you
Yep.
for attending this event and presenting us with such awesome content today. And dear
Thank you.
delegates, please in the chat box say thank you and goodbye to Mr. Wang. Mr. Wang, I'm looking forward to seeing you attending our future events soon. So see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, before we welcome our next speaker, let me remind delegates we will have a lucky draw at 3:30 p.m. If you downloaded Aviva's white paper, you are eligible to join the lucky draw. Take your time, you might be the lucky winner today. Now, in our final presentation this afternoon, let's welcome Mrs. Vicky Chang. She is the sales manager of Daisy Packaging Technology, and she is here to talk about shrink sleeve solutions recently adopted by some brand owners. Hello, Mrs. Chang. You now have the floor.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Vicky Chang from Dancing Gov. My topic integration sleeve packaging solution. We have a Q&A later. Welcome to ask me any question you want. We will try our best to help you. Dancing, we are the 1985 and over 200 employees and the market country over 80. Our partner, including the famous brand name, like the example, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Unilever, Liquid, and the Dona, Nestle. We have over 35% the market share in mainland China, of course, including the famous brand name. Core business. The core business including field printing machinery, materials, PET, OPS, OPP, PLA, PVC, PE, methods, rotograver, digital, and the flash machine will be implemented in the future. Machinery types, steel applicate, copper upper stack, and the red stack, OPP labeling machine, steel under labeling machine, and the steel orientator. High flexibility steel machine. Polycat, one of the era's foremost developer and manufacturer of the practice packaging for the food, cosmetics, toiletry, and the detergent, chemical industries. Customer has all the source of bottle share, learning high flexibility, which enable bottle from the 50 ml to 1 liter to run on the machine. Products including for beverage, liquid body soap, shampoo, detergents. High flexibility sleeve machine customization highlights the model number DSV200P2 applied. The device including the brush for the proper sleeve, and the painting device for the partial sleeve. Steam tunnel, you can see the recycle and the transparent doors scar on the nozzle holder. The reason of choice doesn't high flexibility, enable bottle from the 50 ml to the 1 liter to run on the machine. Professional solution do the different way by use. Easily application, explanation, and help to customers solve their issues. Innovation, achieve product innovation to achieve final goal. Efficient and stable production. Lotte, one of the world top class integrated beverage companies in Korea, high speed and stable production between from 500 to 720 BPM. Product, including beverage and soft drink. The label, you can see the left side with a green color, keep the same the label, label the sign, and the yellow color in the middle, you can see the word and the packages, the type is keep the customer requirement. Also, we can provide a single head machine layout and a double head machine layout. Why Lotte choose Dyson? Reliable, the high-speed applied supplier. Dyson has been Lotte supplier since 2009. Solve all their uncertainty due to the integrated solution. Reliable, the partner in the turn of problem-solving the telegram solution, and the quick response on the service. On the left, 3 accessory, Dabu. In the Indian, a healthy and supplementary product from the well-known brand. Healthy in the food, the design of the label to the bottom of the bag allows the product to show a higher degree of integrity. Whether it is sleeve label position, current angle, you can see the picture left side. We adjust well customer needs. Label alignment for the over rectangular bottle and the underlap. Where is required and can be provided by Dyson. Feeding the setting that ensure orientation of bottle. Bottle lifting system allowing sleeve the underlap. Label positioning system to ensure the position and the orientation of sleeve. You can see the left side, the square bottle under the button over 2 or 3 minutes. Other label machine designed for the need to be packaged to the bottom of your products can be directly connect to the conveyor belt of the production line. Low temperature shrink film. When should we use low temperature shrink film? If your product is heat sensitive, when you have product like the drugs, medicines, or the dairy product, when you face some shrink issue, you can make the shrink easier by the lowering the required shrink the temperature. While the caliber may speed, you can see the machine, the left side, and the speed up to the 150 BPM. A wide caliber sleeve label suitable for the bottle type with bottle lid diameter of the 135 to 200 millimeter. Adopts the dual drive system, interlink the design and the color code sensor for the accurate and efficient identification. Vision rejection system. What can be reject the system? You can see the second line, reject, position of the label too high, or label too low, a label with the connection tab. Irregular shape bottle orientation. You can see the bottle example, energy in the drinks, and the dairy yogurt product. You can see the example, the orientator, we can call the model number called RTCCD, use the special design 300,000 pixel camera with lighting. You can see the special design in the left side with the yellow color. Into the conveyor, we can special detect corporation for the orientation tool. Tube product kept sleeving. Liquid Key, the well-known brand in the food industry, demand kept seal on tube, speed 120 ppm. Product including food, salt, oil, potential, widely used in food, beverage, and dairy chemical products. We can devise to make the tube stand on the right automatically. The tube is sleeved vertically. Perforation of a tear tab on sleeve machine. Easily find the bottle label tear off point. Easy to tear open the label. Convex design, intermatte design would not hurt next. Customization is also allow the consumers to only tear open the label on the bottle mouth without damaging the bottle on the bottle body. Example, you can see the left side and we can right corner. Low speed shin sleeve solution. We call the SD, must be 150 BPM, manufactured with the low production line capacity and the limited space. Application with perforation tool. Dusting auto shin sleeve machine, low to high speed, normal to wide caliber, improve the production, meet customer requirements for the machine speed, control system, and the machine accessories. Help on the cost reduction as the flexibility of the machine. One machine is capable of the alternations for the multi-bottle tab with different sleeve design. You can see we can provide single the main drawer and the single the head and the double head with the different underwire. All kinds of auto shin sleeve machine, optional accessory. We provide various types of the shin tunnels, rigs, orientation, feeding and retracting, top the feeding device, under-level machine, and the other optional equipment to provide you with the variety of the project and the customized service as well as the ideal packaging solutions. You can see the different accessory. Example, like the right side, the underline, multi-rear, and the accumulator, the set. OPP ham mental rotary labeling machine, we call iLabeler. Max speed up to 700 BPM. Both round bottle and square bottle can be used. Full color screen control panel system unit is user-friendly. Full server gapless control. From high to low speed, smooth conversion. quickly release of a high-weight design module, quickly and easy replacement, non-stop label the feeding, enhance production capacity, equipment, engage airing system. Shin-Steel market. The global stress-steel and shin-steel labor market is expected to reach 24.34 billion by 2028, growing at the CAGR of the 7.5% from 2021 to 2028. Package type, we can provide 5 different package, and including capsuline type, overall the bottle type, full body labeling type, fixed middle body labeling type, under labeling type. In the machinery, we can do that, no problem. About the printing, how to bring on your vision. We can do and offer tunable the two seal. You can see the left side, the first line and the first one, and you can see the on the last one line for all PE and the POF multi the function field. Of course, bring on your vision and both tactile printing label too. And the spatial label also printing on your vision. Rotogravure printing, total 60 color rotogravure printing. Feature including Vision P, excellent color, choice and spatial finish, increase the print, unit technology, including the 3D embossed printing. This is our special support and the technology. Sample of a digital printing is small quality and special design and very shine and very the color beautiful. Which customer the customization we can do that. Digital is a key solution to help the increase the customer engagement and the innovation, including frequently change the motif and the personalized labels, accept small quantity order, shorter delivery, no costly plans. Emboss the tactile print. Emboss tactile printing. Provide not only visual sensation, but also tactile surprise, can easily make the product standing out above the rest. UV effort can also be made with fluorescent effort on the UV light, very fancy and eye-catchy for nightclubs. We can also help customers to develop green solution, including wash of the adhesives and reduce thickness, bioplastic sleeves, and bottle is for LDPET material. PCR shin sleeves too, perforation, the design, and the bottle grade label recycling, washable link. Extra the benefit for the choosing data things. Buy the equipment from the one-stop service supplier. One-stop supplier can quickly help to solve your problem in your production line with an integrated view of the label and the equipment. Altogether, we can help you to improve your process. OPC data collection function. We can call the OPCUA the internet connecting. The equipment are available to the retrieve data analyze bottleneck of the production line. Digitalization helps the customer to make the production line decisions. Dancing really brighten up your vision. Any color, printing for the printing design and the color share and our 3D machine, special design and the customization. All of them can bring your vision. After then, we can provide a Q&A time. Thank you very much. You will be attention.
Mrs. Vicky, and thank you for sharing those sustainable packaging options. This is an informative presentation. Mrs. Vicky, now we are going to the Q&A section. Please turn on your microphone and camera. Dear delegates, and now let's welcome Mrs. Vicky to come back to live Q&A platform with all of us. Dear delegates, once again, now if you have questions, please feel free to ask Mrs. Vicky and type it in the chat box. Okay, now, Mrs. Vicky, now I open the Q&A platform, so please feel free to select the questions I send in the Q&A mode to you. You can choose a question and tell us which one you would like to answer first.
Okay, let me brush it. And this question is how to, can you hear me? It's okay?
Yes, it's very clear.
And we see the question is how to submit achieve higher efficiency for clean of the the packaging line. Oh,
Yes.
it's a good question. Does it provide a higher flexibility for the different shape the bottle? Like this one, special, the unregular, okay? We can follow customer design, also provide professional help to a customer solve their issues. Of course, finally achieve the final goal. Mr. Reliable, the higher speed, abracate supply, and solve their uncertainty, do the integrated solution. That's in the main core business from field, printing, and the machinery. Okay, this is the whole line from Dustin. And meanwhile, we can provide the machinery type. For example, I can present to you the upstand and the label applicate. And the material, the field material for OPP, OPCUA is okay. So all of them, we can try our best, achieve a higher efficiency for our client. This is my answer.
Okay, thank you. Then let's go to the next questions.
Okay, let me see the brush. Eh? Why is the future of the packaging by Dustin? What to change? Yes, Dustin we are over the 35 years. Each challenge is for our company the successful. Okay, so Dustin the article of final quality is Dustin target too. Technology can be innovative. So we hope that our product is outstanding and excellent in the field. So the dust in the products can be the sustainable in the future, even for customization and the match the customer requirement is normally. So the dust in future, we would like to follow marketing what is the customer would like to do. So we will do our best and match their requirements and by correctly. This is my answer.
Thank you, Ms. Vicky. And we are going to the last one. Let me remind you, next question will be the last one. Let's pick up the one.
Okay. the the testing auto sheen the compatible with the canary the package. Yes, this is very easy for ours because we have experience before 10 years. So we just standard size means our standard machine between from the 25 ml means the can size, okay? Like example, the bottle and the bigger size like this one. We just depend on the customer can. If the can, we can follow the small size 25 to the larger size is 125 or 35. We can do that. So the can, we will follow customer the factory side, the design, if any the range the limited or special the production line speed, customer how much they want, they would like to requirement. Okay, from that's in the machine, our standard is from 100 bpm to the high speed 1000 bpm. We can do that. So if customer interested in our machine, what kind of the speed they want to do, we can support and the choice the suitable the product for the customer study. This is my answer.
Thank you, Mrs. Vicky. And would you like to make a conclusion for today's presentation to our delegates?
Yes, okay. As before, we have introduced our Dustin, the background and history. Dustin have over 35 years experience in the sleeving machine. And the Dustin had established a reputation in the international market with the technology. Innovation, service, and patient, and its customer including a well-known brand now, like Unipresent, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Nestle, and the Unilever. The Dustin, the agents and the partner from the various the country bring the steam machine product to the international platform. So a world classical brand that we realize automatic sleeve labeling equipment is our dream. So that is our goal in the future too. Okay. So uh, uh, any the new design and the special design, we can support the customer and the major customer require too. This is dancing the future and our dancing the goal.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Vicky. Thank you for
Welcome.
attending this event and presenting us such excellent content today. It's so acknowledged, and we learned quite a lot. And dear delegates, please in the chat box say thank you and goodbye to Mrs. Vicky. Mrs.
Thank you.
Vicky, bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Welcome. Take care.
Dear delegates, now are you ready for the lucky draw section? Now, we have come to a video showing on Aviva Solutions and the lucky draw. Please feel free to go visit Aviva's booth to get more detailed information. If you downloaded Aviva's white paper, now you are eligible to join the lucky draw. Okay, now please follow the instructions and then type yes, 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 triple yes in the chat box. If you have followed the instructions, let me repeat once again for these 3 yes. The first yes is you are here with us. The second yes is you have downloaded Aviva's white paper. The third yes is you want to get the lucky money. If you have done these 3 yes, please text yes, yes, yes in the chat box and let me see you and list your name for the lucky draw. Please note that we will have two lucky winner. For each winner, we will get he or she will get 100 United States dollars. When the winners has been picked up, please leave a message in the chat box to let me know you are here, or you will lose the gift, and I will keep picking up for another winner. All right, who among you will win today? Let's find out. Hey Jack, are you there? Let's pick up first winner. Who will be our first lucky winner? Wow! How Tran. I hope my pronounce is correct. Is Tran there? Please leave a message in the chat box to let me know you are here. Hello, Tran. Are you there? I saw your message, but I can't. Could you leave one more time? Say I'm here in the chat box. Oh yes, I saw you. Congratulations. Congratulations, you are today's lucky winner. And you will get the 100 United States dollars. Jacqueline, our planner for this event, she will connect with you by email soon. Okay, so congratulations to Totra once again. Hey Jack, let's pick up for the other lucky winner, okay? Let's see who will be the next lucky winner to get 100 United States dollars. Wow, Pangjang! Oh, congratulations, Pangjang. Are you there? Please leave a message to me. Let me know you are here, okay? Pangjang, are you there? Hello, Pangjang. We are waiting for you. Please leave a message to let us know you are here. Is Pangjang there? Hello, Pangjang. Are you there? No. So, okay, dear delegates, because I haven't seen Pangjang's message. So, if Pangjang still didn't leave the message in the chat box, then we will keep picking up for the one extra lucky winner for today. One more time, we confirm again, is Pangjang there? Okay, then Jack. Let's pick up for our extra winner today. Michael, congratulations, Michael. Is Michael there? Hello, Michael. Could you leave a message to me? Say I'm here to let me know you are here. Hello, Michael. Is Michael there? One more time, Michael, if you are here, please leave a message to me to let me know you are here so that we can award the prize to you. Hello, Michael. Are you there? Okay, dear delegates, if we will wait for one more minute. If Michael still didn't leave the message in the chat box, then today's we will find an extra winner for today's lucky draw. One more time. Hello, Michael. Are you there? Okay, then Jack, let's pick up for the last time lucky draw. Congratulations to Loriana. Are Loriana there? Please leave a message to me to let me know you are here. Hello, Loriana. Are you there? Please leave a message to me. Say I'm here so that we know you are here. Hello, Loriana. Are you there? one more time. Is Soriana here? Okay. Okay, dear delegates, because we haven't received the reply from Loriana, so we have our winner today is Tao Chuan. He wants the 100 United States dollars for today's lucky draw, and the left 100 United States dollars we will keep for the next event. So let's keep going. Okay, so we finished the lucky draw part, and congratulations to Tetra, you won the $100 United States dollars today. And dear delegates, where has the time gone? Our conference has come an end, and we hope that you have picked up the important points shared by our presenters. But before we part ways, we hope you do us a favor or sharing what you think of this conference. It will help us improve on our next conference. So please go to the feedback icon and complete the form. Many thanks. We thank our sponsors and everyone who attended this event. Next year, we have a new lineup of conference for you. Please check out our 2023 timetable. And we hope we can see you in Vietnam, Indonesia, and next virtual event. And welcome to scan this QR code to get the latest information about our industry conference news. Again, thank you to all of you. Have a good day and look forward to seeing you in the next event. Bye-bye.